So these are 23 houses.
We're at a new housing project near the town of Matara. It was built to help people who lost everything in the tsunami. Oxfam has brought us here to take a look.
But this particular land was chosen, as you can see, it's a high point.
Yes.
So this was the furthest way that we could bring people to give them a sense of security, yes.
Yes.
Oxfam and a bunch of other international aid groups have built shelters here. It doesn't take very long before we realize there are problems.
They are unhappy and frustrated because they are still in temporary shelters.
The Sri Lankan government wants people to resettle inland, away from the coast. The problem is finding the right kind of land. And also that many people don't want to abandon the coast. It's where they're from, where their families have lived for generations.
Hello. What is your name?
These are designed as temporary homes. They cost about $750 to build. Oxfam says a permanent home would cost around $4,000. Along the coast, many have been built by aid agencies. But in this particular settlement, it's not happening.
Yeah, by Canadian standards, to build 27 houses, even modest houses, with the amount of aid that came, it's surprising that it hasn't been done yet. Just like these temporary shelters are still up. So yeah, hopefully they'll get some houses soon.
We stopped to talk to a group of women.
From Canada.
My cousin Shehab, who lives here in Sri Lanka, acts as our translator.
What she's saying is on the 20th of this month, it's going to be a year since they've come here.
Yes.
And they're saying that they just can't live here because they're just suffering every day. And what they're saying is they would have preferred if the wave had taken them along with the rest of their families.
Really?
Me.
And who do they blame for this?
They're not saying the government is taking the money. It's just that the person who the government's appointing to carry out all the work around these areas, they are the people who are getting richer. Since they've moved here, no one from the government has even come to look at these people, not even the... They've got so fed up that they're planning to have a hunger strike on the road. So because no one's looking at what the lives they're going through. So they're planning to go to the road.
It's unbelievable. It's hard.
Protest.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Back on the coast, we visit a lace-making business. Oxfam money has helped get the company back on its feet, giving work to women who really need it.
Oxfam has basically given them 3,000 rupees and bought them 125 of these.
Okay. On a small scale, I guess this is a success story.
And they received a subsequent 2,000 rupees,
yes.
Another $20.
Yeah, so
for each one?
A lot of these women lost family members to the tsunami. One of the lace makers used to live next door and asks if we want to see what's left of her house. This stretch of the coast took a direct hit from the tidal wave. The houses were smashed by the force of the water and a lot of people drowned here.
That's her husband.
It's your husband. Hello. Hi, Asif. Nice to meet you. Hello.
This family's house and everything in it was wiped out. They tell us everything they owned is gone. Furniture, clothes, photographs, pots and pans, the television, everything's all gone. It's a bit uncomfortable to stand in the wreckage of somebody's home. Right after the wave hit, they got emergency help from international non-governmental organizations.
They've got the little things from the NGO, things like the Red Cross gave them a box of soap and immediate items and immediate for use, like toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, towels and all that.
But over the course of the past year, they say they've been neglected. When you think of the $13 billion promised to help tsunami victims in Southeast Asia, with aid groups from all over the world pouring in, it's hard to make sense of it. Shehab and I keep asking ourselves, where's the money? Why isn't there more sign of it being put to use?
They are very happy that a lot of people, a lot of individuals donated a lot of money. But it's just that they have not received anything. Although the papers say that, in these areas they bought boats and things like that, but they're saying it's nothing, none of those are true.
Yeah.
And basically she's saying the people who did not get affected by the tsunami benefited with the money received from the tsunami.
Okay.
There are so many political and logistical problems associated with this rebuilding. The Sri Lankan government has decided that no homes should be rebuilt within 100 meters of the sea. A major problem for this particular family in this location. So they get no help. It's really frustrating. At the end of day 2, we decide to head further east along the coast road. We can't visit the other parts of the island where Oxfam is working. It's too dangerous. Yesterday there were shootings there. Up in the north, a day's drive from here, there are grenade attacks and mines going off every day. Some people think Sri Lanka's civil war is about to break out again. For Shehab and I, looking at the country that we were born in, this road trip is raising a lot of questions. It's early morning. We're on the south coast of the island in a remote fishing village called Kirinda. Sri Lanka's fishery was virtually wiped out by the tsunami. Everybody on the coast suffered. Boats were lost, and thousands of people were washed out to sea and never seen again.
What type of fish are these?
Seerfish.
Seerfish, yeah.
And
King, yeah.
The fishing industry has been rebuilt with the money and gear and boats donated by individuals and companies all over the world.
Did they get enough help? Do you think they feel...
they're happy with it. At least they got something.
Yeah.
So they are pretty much happy with it. People who don't fish also have got both. That's what he said.
Oh.
The people who are not
People who don't fish have gotten boats.
Yeah. So
Oh.
they make money by selling it because it's no use
That's
for
horrible.
the people who don't
Yeah.
fish.
So, and they obviously don't have enough money to buy it.
Exactly, yes, that's
The
what
other
they say.
fishermen, right? All their stories are the same. They're all saying that they've been made promises and they haven't been kept, and it's really disheartening. We're going to go over to the market and find out some more.
A lot of different aid agencies came here immediately after the tsunami. They took pictures and did interviews with survivors and promised to help. But when the help came, it was weird how it was given out.
We heard from some of the other fishermen that the farmers have gotten boats. Just ask him about that.
Basically, he is a fisherman and he rents the boat out from the farmer.
From a boat that was given to them by an NGO.
Yeah, NGO can do the boat talk to me.
Well, that's not right. Tell him we think that's not right.
Basically, the necessary things for all these people, no one has given them. The people, the NGOs and things have not supplied the necessary things for them.
It seems like all the fishermen are saying the same thing, that the aid's not being distributed fairly, that boats aren't being given to people who need them, and there's frustration everywhere.
Yeah, what we've been hearing is there's a lot of corruption going on. Within the system, there's a breakdown from the middlemen. It's getting corrupted, and the people here are not getting what they need.
And it's not what we expected, or it's not what we hoped to hear when we came here.